So welcome to our annual Festival of the Arts Awards ceremony. I'm Rachel Timlin. I'm the Cultural Arts Supervisor for the City of Farmington Hills. And the Festival of the Arts is produced annually by the Farmington Hills Special Services Department's Cultural Arts Division, the Farmington Community Arts Council, Farmington Public Schools, and the Farmington Area Arts Commission. The 2019 Festival of the Arts is made possible in part by the generous support of the Farmington Hills Education Foundation, and by all the wonderful people, groups, and organizations listed on the back of your program. Obviously, as you can see, this is a huge group effort. And on behalf of the Festival of the Arts Planning Committee, we are grateful for everyone who contributed to the success of this event. Thank you. Okay, thanks. This event marks the 43rd year of recognizing excellence in the arts in our community. Tonight, through this recognition, we are not only celebrating the personal achievements of the award winners, but we are also celebrating what is important and meaningful to all of us. When we say, hey, look at this artist, look what they did, let's celebrate them, we are also saying, hey, art is important. Look what we are celebrating. This is what we value. This is what matters. Art matters. Tonight, you will hear one of our award winners ask, can you imagine a world without music? Can you? I can't. That sounds horrifying. I do not want to live in a world deprived of music. So tonight, when we honor this outstanding music educator, we are also honoring the fact that music is important to all of us, that this is what we value as a community. Music matters. Music education matters. Do we have any library lovers in the audience tonight? What a wonderful coincidence that we are awarding the Farmington Community Library for their contribution to the arts during National Library Week this week. Oh, my light went out. Libraries have played a significant role in our world history for thousands of years. The most famous library of ancient times, the Library of Alexandria in Egypt, was built in 288 BC. And the first libraries, even older than that, contained archives of the earliest form of writing, some dating back to 2600 BC. So talk about a solid establishment, right? Now, in the boom of the digital age, libraries across the world are challenged with the awful misconception that they may no longer be relevant. Like, hey, we have the internet. We can store everything digitally, right? Wrong. Because you know what can't be stored digitally? Real experiences, real, authentic community experiences, and that's what our libraries do. That's why libraries exist. Libraries build and nourish our communities with knowledge, and librarians teach us how to access that knowledge in meaningful ways. You can clap, thanks. Author Neil Gaiman says, Google can bring you back 100,000 answers. A librarian can bring you back the right one. So tonight, we are celebrating and recognizing our very own Farmington community libraries and librarians because they are important to our community. They matter, and we are grateful. Thank you. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce our next performer of the evening, Nina Kobayashi. If you have attended the last few awards ceremonies, you will definitely remember her. A native of Farmington Hills, Nina is 11 years old and attends 6th grade at Farmington STEAM Academy. She has been participating in the PTA Reflections program since kindergarten and has received the Award of Excellence, the Award of Merit, an honorable mention at the state level, and has also placed second at the national level. Nina says she likes to participate in the PTA Reflections program because it inspires talent in kids of all ages and brings out intellectual and competitive spirit in the form of art. This is Nina's 4th time performing for this event. It was such a joy watching her grow and progress as a dancer from 3rd grade to 5th grade that last year, if you remember, we made a handshake deal on this stage with Nina on this stage after her dance. She has high aspirations to one day dance for the Russian ballet, and we know that she has the talent and the passion and drive to make that dream a reality. So our deal that we made last year was that every year she is here in our community until she leaves for Russia, she will dance at this ceremony. And she agreed, on camera. And we are grateful to have the opportunity to watch her talent blossom. Tonight, she is performing her own choreographed ballet titled Be Your Hero. Nina Kobayashi.
Everyone. Tonight, we'd like to recognize the students whose reflection entries are currently at the national level of the Reflections Contest. But before they got to nationals, there were several levels of reflections that they had to pass through first. It all started in the fall with the school level reflection contest. At the school level, the top 3 entries from each age group and category advanced to the district level contest. We received 204 entries at the district level this year. At the district level, we advanced the top 4 entries in each age group and category to the state level contest. We submitted 81 entries this year to the state level. At the state level, the state awards the top 4 entries in each age group and category, but since nationals accepts entries from all 50 states, nationally only takes the first place entry from each state for each age group and category.
Thank you for the recap. And if you've been here, if you've heard us present before, that probably sounds familiar. Thanks for listening. Of the over 80 entries that advanced to the state level, we are excited to announce that 25 student entries are being recognized with awards at the state level, including the dance performance we just enjoyed from multi-year award winner Nina Kobayashi. Nina was unable to join us last evening when we had our District Reflections Awards ceremony here on the stage. So Nina, if you could please join us on the stage, we have medals and awards for you. Nina was not only recognized for that beautiful dance piece, but also for a piece of literature that she wrote. She's also being presented with a certificate that Representative Chris Gregg provided for our state award winners, and we have these flowers to present. So of the 20, you can stay with us. We'll take a picture together. Okay. Of the 25 state winners, 4 were awarded Outstanding Interpretation, first place, and advanced to represent our district and state at the National PTA program. Those results are not yet available, but we're excitedly anticipating the results. 2 of the 4 artists are able to join us this evening that are representing us at the national program. Charlotte Hassel, the first, is a student at Wood Creek. Charlotte, you can join us at this time. Charlotte is a student at Wood Creek and has an award-winning literature entry entitled Chip, with the following artist statement. Can you want to come through here for safety? Charlotte says, when Chip starts out as any normal kitten but becomes a hero by warning the family of a gas leak, an animal can be a hero just as much as a human can. And I should say that our theme this year is Heroes Around Us. And you'll be able to see in the art exhibit all of the student entries on display. Charlotte's entry is displayed in a literature binder in our display, and you can read the full entry this evening if you wish. So congratulations, Charlotte. Also joining us this evening, Julia Nothstein. Julia is a student at Kenbrook. Please join us. With an award-winning photograph entitled Hidden Heroes. Julia's photograph is on display with the following artist statement. A hero is hidden in the shadows, and it is showing that anyone can be a hero. I think heroes around me are people who help others. My photo is what a hidden hero might look like. So our congratulations to you, Julia. As noted in the program, also representing Farmington Public Schools, but not able to join us this evening, is an award-winning music composition entry by Jonah Cohen, and what did Joe do? Literature? Yes. A literature piece by Joe Pulaski. So big congratulations for all of our student artists, and thank you for the opportunity to recognize them this evening.
If we can have all the award winners for the rest of the evening enter on this side of the stage, that would be great. Now we are going to present our high school art competition awards, so please welcome the chair of our Farmington Area Arts Commission, Cindy Carlton. And if all the high school students who have won awards and are here tonight can line up at that side of the stage and be ready to receive your award, that would be great.
So we have the honor tonight to present the Student Art Awards on behalf of the Farmington Area Arts Commission. We also have the honor of representing Mr. Ted Hatfield, who was our judge. Ted is an accomplished artist in his own right. He's a graduate of Cranbrook Institute, and he is an owner of Art Pack Services, a Farmington Hills business. Ted is unable to be here with us tonight, but as per his character, he has provided some really great words and insights into the student arts, the student work that you see here, and I'm just going to read them because I can't say anything better than what he wrote. So we'd like to first recognize Evelyn Barr from Mercy High School. Can you come up here? For outstanding achievement for her oil pastel called On the Nightstand. Sometimes seemingly random acts produce great compositions. Avalon's Nightstand was the recipient of her wonderful arrangement in shades of blue. Everything in perfect proportion, yet surprisingly, the tinted sunglasses reach beyond boundaries and take on a monumental scale. This relationship creates nice tension within a rather subdued subject matter. All objects on the nightstand are enhanced dramatically by her very sophisticated ability to capture light and reflection. Congratulations, Avalon. Thank you. Next, we'd like to recognize Deja Green, from North Farmington High School for her outstanding achievement painting on canvas. Triptychs in art aren't always planned, but often it becomes apparent that a greater connection has occurred. Deja's beautiful color palette and composition on black background helped join the seemingly disparate subject matter in her three paintings into a single whole of powerful comparisons. When the mind and body are deprived of freedom on any level, we should remember the healing power and inspiration of the natural world is there to console us. Congratulations. Now, for Melinda Moselle from Harrison High School, for outstanding achievement for her low-fired earthenware abstract bowl. Yeah. One of the progenitors of the contemporary clay art movement, Richard DeVore, stated, "The head knows what the heart feels, so the hand can make it." He was speaking of the 5,000-year-old tradition of making utilitarian clay vessels. Melinda's beautifully crafted low-fired bowl illustrates utility, but also conveys its ability to express abstract thoughts, allowing the viewer to imagine additional options, such as architecture and ceremony. Clay retains the imprint of the human hand and is therefore an extremely accurate record of our existence. Congratulations, Melinda. Logan Partridge from Farmington High School, for outstanding achievement for his digital painting, Stargazing in a World of Fantasy, Hanakai, and Shameless Plug. Will digital painting eventually replace traditional painting? No. The comparison is not even meaningful since they both serve completely different purposes in the creative process. Logan has developed 3 different images to convey his stories in a very painterly manner through a computerized approach that some believe transcends the traditional wet paint and brush approach. Art is about creativity. Logan illustrated in conversation that presentation of his work is of utmost importance, as it should be, which places digital painting on the same level as all other art forms. Presentation is everything, the media is not. Congratulations. Corinna Rotzi. Corinna is being recognized for outstanding achievement for her Kaluma scarf. It's a woven textile. Weaving preceded the spinning of yarn. Woven fabrics most likely originated from basket weaving in Egypt around 3400 BC. The oldest existing cotton textile is 6,200 years old. Corinna's beautifully designed and woven scarf illustrates the need we have for conveying meaningful imagery in our daily lives. Utilitarian or for display, Corinna's contemporary design elements combined with powerful universal imagery adds to the enduring legacy of this art form. Thank you for accepting the honor. Catherine Wildern from Mercy High School, for outstanding achievement for her colored pencil drawing a heart of the Hellcat. 60 miles an hour in 3.4 seconds. Powerful words. Catherine's beautiful and proportionately accurate rendering in soft tones wonderfully contradicts the title Hellcat. By extending her imagery beyond the scale of the paper, her composition seems to capture everything we need to understand about the power of the supercharged Hemi, but with great sensitivity. Her technique is impeccable. Congratulations, Catherine. And now our Best of Show winner, Camille Compton from Mercy High School. For her photo, Never Ending Job. In Camille's Best of Show photo, she challenges us to slow down and observe the commonplace, menial task arrangement. We've all been confronted with a load of dry clothes waiting to be folded. And at my house, it never gets folded. The dryer door is open. Did Camille arrange the composition, or did the dryer? It doesn't matter, since her photographic acuity transcends those considerations. Charles Sheeler illustrated in his 1927 photo, Ford Plant, Detroit, that all subject matter can be intriguing if properly and creatively captured. Camille's photo, in exquisite detail, takes the commonplace to a high level of achievement and interest. Congratulations. Congratulations, everyone. Please take some time while these pictures are really great. The actual work doesn't do it justice. So please, they are in the gallery outside in the lobby. Please take some time to enjoy the wonderful work of these students. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Kathy Shimolinsky, and I'm the chairperson for the lovely display you're seeing outside of the room here. The Farmington Art, thank you. The Farmington Art Foundation works all year round to get the goods together, if you will, to present this thing. It takes us a long time and a lot of work. So we'd like you to go and look through the artwork if you can. Most of you got a program when you came in with a ballot. That ballot is for the People's Choice Award. The person who wins that gets a nice pat on the back. They get a little award. Hello. It sounded like a quit. And I have laryngitis, so you'll hear every other word I say. I was going to try out for American Idol tonight, but my chances of winning are really not good. Plus, I can't sing. Anyway, we'd love for you to vote over there. The other thing that the Farmington Art Foundation does is we support the senior painting program, and we have oodles of seniors who take advantage of that, so that's really a great thing. The other thing that we do is called Art Smart. It used to be called Picture Lady a long time ago, probably when I was a child, and now anybody can make the presentations to the schools, but we have well over 100 portfolios that we distribute to the schools, and they can make these presentations to the kids, and they love it. Anyway, that's about as much as I have to say. I want to introduce my boss, the president of the Farmington Art Foundation. This is Richard Adams, and we'll get on with the program. This is the first time I've ever talked this short a time in my life. Our first award is, first prize is for Dean Rogers. Our second place winner is Kathleen Betcher. Our third place winner is Elaine Silk. Our fourth place winner is Linda Pawlowski. And lastly, we have 4 honorable mention winners. They are in alphabetical order, so there's no ranking. They're all the same, if you will. Okay? The first of them is Sharon Dage. The second one is Betty Eliason. And Betty also won last year the Student Choice Award, and her painting is hanging in the gallery in there. So it's a little plus award she gets. And Jan Rappaport is our next winner. And last but not least is Chuck Schroeder. Thank you for your attention right now. I appreciate it. and enjoy the artwork that we've got out there. Everyone has worked really hard to do the show. Thank you.
This is my partner in crime, Jan Hall, who's going to hand out the awards. First place, and I also want to say that the juror for our group was Bob Akins, who was the 2013 Farmington Artist in Residence. One of his airplane paintings is out in the other room. Check it out. He's really good. First place, Elaine Silk, pastel entitled Roxy. Second place, Sharon Deitch, for a colored pencil titled Five Little Vases. Third place, Anne Cleary, for a gorgeous pastel titled Coleus.
And you didn't make her walk up here.
Honorable mention, oil painting, Winter Rendezvous by Don Rohrbach. Honorable mention, Jan Rappaport, for a pastel entitled Red Dahlia. And Margaret Platt, watercolor entitled Mule Deer. As you leave the auditorium, the senior display is to your left. Please enjoy it. Thank you.
So to present our 2019 Artist in Residence Award, please welcome to the stage Mayor of Farmington Hills, Ken Massey.
Thank you, Rachel. Good evening, everyone. Oh, come on, we'll wake you up. Good evening. It is my pleasure to be here with you this evening, and I am joined for the evening, because we're getting a couple of things to present, but I'm joined up here with former mayor of Farmington and now city council member of Farmington, Mr. Bill Galvin, because both Farmington and Farmington Hills participate in the art programs. As I get started, and I know I'm postponing the artist in residence for a moment, but I want to thank Rachel. Rachel and her team do a great job setting this up, and she deserves a great round of applause. I'm very proud to say it every year. Farmington Hills is but we're one of two communities that have a dedicated arts commission and arts department. So the members of the Arts Commission deserve a big round of applause for their dedication to bringing this to you as well. Whoa. More importantly, we can't do this without the talent that exists in our two communities. And the largest round of applause is for the artists who come up here and demonstrate that talent, be it dance, be it music, be it painting, literature. It's just phenomenal as to what it says about the talent that exists within our great communities of Farmington and Farmington Hills. So a round of applause for all of our And I will say we're well supported, obviously, with Councilmember Galvin here, the support of the city of Farmington, but we're also, our council, it's my opportunity to come up here, but I represent council, and we all take this seriously. And Teresa Rich has joined us this evening. Councilwoman Valerie Knoll has joined us this evening, as has, and Richard Lerner is here as well. So your council is very well represented because we find this quality of life for our community is extremely important. So with that, and without further ado, the Artist in Residence Award is presented each year by the Farmington Arts Commission. In conjunction with the Cultural Arts Division, the award is given to a resident of Farmington and Farmington Hills who displays exceptional talent and artistic accomplishments. This year's recipient is Pamela Alexander.
Hi, I'm Pamela, and I'm a painter. Because my goal is to project energy in the piece, and so in order to project that energy, I cannot be too careful. I need to be really free and fearless, and usually that's when my best work happens. I like to represent passages or doors or windows as a symbolic of moving from one place to another, either personally or physically. I'm very drawn to nature. I feel like it's very healing. I feel like we are nature. We're not separate from nature. So it's a huge inspiration for me, and usually when I travel, I take a lot of pictures and use that as reference. I meditate outside, and what I'm trying to portray is a certain energy or feeling of being in a place rather than a figurative representation.
So how do you know when to end a piece?
I just know. I can't tell you how I know, but you know, in the process, sometimes I'll overwork the piece and then I have to rinse it off, but that creates layers as well, so that's not a bad thing. But I usually reach a point where I just know. And then sometimes I just let it sit, and then, you know, if it looks good a couple days later, you know, I may feel like I have some changes to make. So
when I'm painting, I can actually be painting for 4 hours or more, and it literally feels like 10 minutes. Like I look at the clock and I'm literally shocked at the time that has passed. I'm so present in what I'm doing, and that's always my goal when I'm meditating as well, just to be present. It's very important for your own work and your own growth to support the people in the arts in your own community as well. So I do donate paintings. It's very important to volunteer because it creates a sense of community. Art on the Grand is one of those great opportunities where you can meet lots of other artists, you meet other people in the community that support the arts, and so it's just uplifting. It's very heartfelt and heartwarming, and I feel that it contributes to your work as well.
So Pamela, if you come on over here, I want to give you a little bit of background. Pamela Alexander is a talented visual artist who works primarily with acrylic paint on canvas. She was trained as a child in art principles by her artist parents and pursued art through primary and secondary school. Ms. Alexander studied art at Oakland Community College, art history at U of M Dearborn, and received her Bachelor of Arts from Madonna University. Artwork by Ms. Alexander is currently on display through 2020 in the Farmington Hills Public Art Program at our City Hall. Besides working as a fine arts painter, she has also worked in advertising as an illustrator, was an art teacher for kindergarten through 9th grade, painted blue jeans for a major department store, and designed men's neckties for Hudson's and bought and sold antiquarian paints, prints, and primitive folk art. Yes, very nice. And it is my pleasure to present to you 2019 Artist in Residence. You want to take it? Okay, please do.
Thank you, everyone. I'm just so proud to be part of this community that supports the arts so much in every way through the commission and just everyone in the city that supports the artists. I'm also honored to be showing with all the other talented people here. I'd like to thank my husband for supporting me in everything I do. Hi. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, wait, you get more goodies.
Oh, okay.
We also have for you from our state representative, Christine Gregg. She has a proclamation for you to honor you for achieving this great goal. So,
thank you
on behalf of Representative Gregg. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor Massey. You can tell that I was obviously going to a arts foundation type of ceremony tonight because I wore my plaid jacket instead of my plain navy blue jacket. That's about as creative as I get. I'm a numbers guy, and the concept of blurred lines is appreciated by me but misunderstood by me. So I appreciate everything that you all do because there's different levels of art appreciation in our community. There's some people who get it, they are participants in art, and then there's people like me that don't understand everything that goes into it, but we enjoy looking at it, we enjoy experiencing it, so thank you for everything that you do for our community. It's a very talented community. It's my honor tonight to present the Nancy Commodores Distinguished Service to the Arts Award. Is Nancy here? Nancy? The Nancy Commodores Distinguished Service to the Arts Award is also presented each year by the Farmington Area Arts Commission in conjunction with the Cultural Arts Division. The award recognizes outstanding service to the community in the creative arts by a group or an individual residing in Farmington or Farmington Hills. This year we have two recipients. The first to be honored is the Farmington Community Library. The Farmington Community Library is a proud supporter of the arts and provides a platform for artists of all disciplines to share their work with the community. The library has become known as a great place to experience music with their monthly Sunday concert series, showcasing a variety of music styles. The Community Sings series, led by 2016 Farmington Area Artist in Residence, Matt Watroba, and I apologize if I mispronounced your name, provides people of all ages and abilities the opportunity to connect through song. The library also provides a venue for the visual arts, hosts a yearly international film series, and is home to the monthly Fiber Fans and quilting groups. The library is strongly committed to encouraging the appreciation and creation of literature. Each year, in collaboration with other area libraries, they participate in the Everyone's Reading program, bringing the community together through the shared experience of reading a selected book and attending a visit by author. Their monthly writers group and annual involvement in National Novel Writing Month encourages the development of local community writers. Before I invite the library representatives onto the stage to receive this award, we are going to watch a short video produced by Farmington Hills Video Division.
Hi, I'm Elise Streit, and I'm the director of the Farmington Community Library. I always want people to feel a sense of community when they walk in this library. They can come in this library and they can go into many directions and find many things to do. From our music programs, from great bestsellers, to the latest in DVDs, to joining a writer's group. There is so much here at this library. So why is it important to have art? It's very important because it's part of the aesthetics of the library. When you walk in, you do not want to see bare walls. And the fact that we were able to pick specific pieces and tie them in with local artists, that really gives us a connection to the community.
I'm Jacqueline Miller. I'm the branch head at the main library of the Farmington Community Library. I am the lucky staff person who gets to coordinate the displays on the wall on the main level of the library, where we are fortunate to be able to display works of art by local artists, but also collections by people in the community who maybe are not artists, but who appreciate a certain type and are willing to loan us collections of prints, paintings, posters, anything that they might have of interest that they think the community might be interested in seeing. Love to see the crowds who are in here on the weekends, who are participating in the music programs or who come in on a weeknight to sing along with Matt. I love that people come in specifically to see the pieces that are on the walls. I had a phone call from someone recently who said that she just strolled around looking at the pieces that were on the wall and identifying the artists and seeing, what they had to offer. So where most people might believe that people are only coming in for books or to use a computer, there are people who are starting to see it as a place to get to see art and different art periodically. It is important to have art in the library because art speaks differently, in my opinion, to everybody. What I see in something might not be what someone else sees in something, and I think it's really interesting and lovely to offer that opportunity to interpret what you see to everyone who walks through the door.
My name is Lori Scott, and I'm the head of the Children's Department at the main library. We are so excited to win this award because we put art into the hands of kids every day. The kids area down here has different types of art. We have a sculpture that was created with geometric shapes to define our space as an art start space. We have our Make It section where kids can come and color and cut and do little craft projects. We have our Hear It station with acoustic instruments where kids can hear different sounds that they make. And we have other creative play stations. We have a Lego table. We have giant cardboard blocks that they can use to build structures with. Generally colorful displays and bulletin boards that will catch their eye and inspire them to read. We're excited to once again participate in the Festival of the Arts this year by having a library display and also by having an activity station on Saturday. This is a wonderful cultural program in the community for kids.
I'd like to invite the library staff up to the stage to receive their award, please. So I'd like to present the 2019 Nancy Commodores Distinguished Service to the Arts Award to the Farmington Community Library. And also a proclamation from State Representative Christine Gregg.
I didn't know I was going to say anything, but it's a very big honor for a public institution like a library to be awarded an arts award. And as you saw in the video, it's not only the artwork that's on the walls, it's the music, it's the film series we have, it's the writers groups that we have, it's the quilters that we have. So anytime you come to the library, there is art all around you. So thank you so much.
And as I started, I said there were two winners of the Nancy Commodores Distinguished Service to the Arts Award this evening. So I'm going to turn it back over to my esteemed colleague, Mayor Massey, to introduce the second winner.
Thank you, Bill. And I would be really remiss. We have Nancy Commodores here. Without Nancy's contributions to the arts in the city of Farmington Hills, we wouldn't be here, and that's why we have awards with your name on them. She deserves an outstanding round of applause. I've always appreciated everything you've done for this community, so thank you very much, Nancy. I asked her if she wanted to say something, but Nancy is very humble, so we will acknowledge all of your contributions. You are welcome. And so the second award, second Nancy Commodores Award, goes to Brenda Gold Sloan. Brenda Sloan is the director of choirs at Warner Middle School and has been a public school educator for over 32 years. She has served students and families in the Olivet, Flint, Detroit, and Southfield school districts. And in 1995, Mrs. Gold Sloan joined the Farmington Public Schools family. Prior to Warner, she taught general and chorale music at Gill Elementary, Flanders Elementary, and Dunkel Middle School. I'll even admit I went to Dunkel Middle School. Mrs. Gold Sloan's professional activities also include serving as a choral clinician, private voice and piano instructor, church music director, conducting the Michigan Theater Opera Orchestra in joint concert with the Christian Tabernacle Church Choir, and mentoring student teachers. She has received recognition for completing the Michigan Galileo Leadership Academy and was a recipient of WNIC's Women Who Make Magic Award. Her students have enjoyed First Division and excellent ratings at solo, ensemble, and choral district festivals sponsored by the Michigan School Vocal Music Association. Mrs. Gold Sloan holds a Bachelor of Arts in Vocal Music Education from Olivet College and a Master of Arts in Vocal Music Education from Eastern Michigan University, including a thesis entitled A Study of the Similarities Between Two Types of Black Music, the Spiritual and Gospel. And before I invite Mrs. Gold Sloan to the stage to receive the award, we are going to watch a short video, again produced by the Farmington Hills Video Division.
Hello, I'm Brenda Gold Sloan. I'm the Director of Choirs at Warner Middle School. I love teaching music, choir, because it's just gratifying to share my passion for my love of music to my students, and it's really just a way of life for me.
I think music enriches all of our lives. It
has a way of humanizing you. And I love watching my students as sparks of creativity and sensitivity and self-accomplishment and achievement are ignited. It's just very, very gratifying to me. Can you imagine a world without music? You know, just to think of how that impacts all of our lives and our daily experiences, I just can't even think about that. Through darkness and pain. There's a different feel when singing a religious song as opposed to a pop song. I think it depends on the lyrics, but generally, because of my conviction, there is a difference. But I teach my students to be able to interpret and feel the music no matter what they're singing. If they feel it in their heart, then they're able to convey the message to the audience. So generally I tell them, if you see someone crying in the audience, that means you've done your job because you've reached the core, the soul of that person.
Now I would like to invite Mrs. Goldsloan to come to the stage to receive the award. I'd love to present you with this. And likewise with the other award winners, Representative Gregg has brought us a proclamation to present to you. So on behalf of Representative Gregg, I would like to present this to you as well. Thank you so much. Great job, great achievement. Thank you for what you did. Would you like to say anything? Please do.
This is such an honor for me, and I really sincerely appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. This just motivates me even more to continue my work, to impact the lives of many, many, many more students. I love teaching music, and I'm going to be doing this for quite a bit longer. Thank you so much.
Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good evening. Congratulations, Mrs. Goldsloan. My name is Nancy Jennings, as Rachel said. I'm the Executive Director of the Farmington Hills Education Foundation and a proud mom of one of our singers that we're going to hear in a little bit. The foundation does its work through 4 different focus areas: technology, scholastic achievement, extracurricular activities, and the arts. Tonight we are here to celebrate the arts, and joining with me are our board chair, David Roggenkamp, and trustee, Jen Garland, and they're going to tell you a little bit more about the foundation.
Just for a brief moment before I get into my prepared words, I want to give a personal congratulations and a thank you to Brenda. She was at Gill when my daughters attended there, and she got them started on a lifetime of passion for music. So far in their lives, anyway. Inspire, innovate, invest. These are the 3 words that appear on the logo of the Farmington Hills Education Foundation. As an organization, it is our goal to make these words come alive for the students of Farmington Public Schools. Tonight, we are inspired by the leadership of our community in making these opportunities available for our students. This quote from John Quincy Adams says it well. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Thanks to the support and leadership of our community, the Farmington Hills Education Foundation is able to support terrific programs like the Festival of the Arts. The festival has reached over 1,000 students this week through music and art. Be sure to check out the mural in progress done by our 4th graders in the gallery area in the outer room.
During the festival, students have been the musicians, the artists, and the audience. Tonight on your tables, you see one of the projects that the foundation sponsorship supported. Can't say that. The Mystery Box Project. Each one of these pieces of art was created from the same materials. Just like our amazing students, none of them are the same. All 9 elementary school 4th grade art classrooms participated in making these terrific pieces. Check out some of the ones on the other tables. Since launching in 2012, over $332,000 in funding for 307 projects has been provided to the students of Farmington Public Schools by the Farmington Hills Education Foundation. Tonight, the foundation is pleased to introduce some of our district's many student musicians. These students, and others like them, are the reason that the foundation does what it does. Please join me in welcoming the Warner Middle School Bravo Choir under the leadership of 2019 Distinguished Service to the Arts awardee and director of Warner Middle School Choirs, Brenda Gold Sloan.
Well, good evening again. Our first selection that we're going to do is entitled Rejoice. It is in the genre of gospel music. And this is the idea of gospel music because basically gospel music means that you're exuberant and that you are to express joy. So our song is entitled Rejoice. The soloists are Nicole Haynes and Christian Jones. And I'd like to welcome Mr. Joseph Hurst, who is our accompanist at the piano, and my sister, Mrs. Ernestine Gold-Sloan, who's a page turner.
Oh, clap your hands, all ye people. Shout unto God with a voice of triumph. For the battle has just begun, but the victory is already won. Raise up a song and sing out his praises. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Sing praises to the Lord our God. Rejoice, there is power in the name of the Lord. He will see you through it all. Just have faith, he will answer your call. Rejoice and sing out his praises. Come on and sing, rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Sing praises to the Lord our God. Rejoice, there is power in the name of the Lord. He will see you through it all. Just have faith, he will answer your call. Rejoice and sing out his praises. Come on and sing, rejoice, rejoice.
Come bless the Lord with all of your heart and forever sing his praise. Enter into his gates with singing and rejoicing, and into his courts with praise.
Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Be thankful unto him and bless his name.
Rejoice, sing praises to the Lord our God. Rejoice, there is power in the name of the Lord. He will see you through it all. Just have faith, he will answer your call. So let's give him praise. Clap your hands today. Let us rejoice and sing out his praises. Rejoice, again I said rejoice. Rejoice, again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, again I say rejoice. Rejoice, people, shout unto God with a voice of triumph. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Be thankful and bless his holy name. Rejoice, rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice. So let's give him praise. Clap your hands today. Let us rejoice and sing out his praises. Rejoice.
They're all looking at me because that was very fast, a little bit faster than we've been taking it. All right, so the next song that we're going to do is called Turkish March, and it was originally written by Mozart as a piano sonata, but you've probably heard this so many times because it has been transcribed by lots of instruments. So when you hear them sing this song, they will not be singing any words, just going to be all syllables, but their voices are imitating the sound of a military march. So you're going to hear that percussive beat and that marching sound. Turkish March. So we have one last selection to do, and probably a lot of you in the audience will remember the Earth, Wind, and Fire sing-a-song back in the day. The message of the song is so powerful because it basically just speaks to the power of music, and that is when you're having a bad day or when things are not going your way, just sing a song. It makes you feel better. Thank you again. It's been our pleasure.
Weren't they wonderful? Mrs. Brenda Goldsloan and the Warner Middle School Choir, everybody. I have a few more thank yous. I want to acknowledge our fabulous cultural arts team, Jessica Guzman, Brooke Smelko, and Carla Aaron. Thank you, guys. It's a solid team, and we couldn't do this without them. I also want to thank our Farmington Area Arts Commission for everything they do to support the arts and this festival. And to the Farmington Public Schools, including our festival liaisons, David Drake, Lindsay Wolf, and Jennifer Bailey, thank you. The Farmington Community Arts Council and the Festival Planning Committee, including Fern Barber, Janet Hall, Jan Jacobs, Mike Weiss, Kelly Carpenter Crawford, and Carla Aaron, thank you. Our Farmington Hills Youth Theater Director, Kim Gurns, and Carl Gurns, who are running the sound and the lights tonight for us, as well as Donna Pilon, Miranda LePan, and Ellie Leader for directing the Youth Theater performance tonight. Thank you so much. And to the Farmington Hills Video Division back there, this whole thing was recorded, so at some point very soon you'll be able to see it on YouTube. Thank you, guys. And to all of our Farmington and Farmington Hills City Council members and city leadership here tonight, thank you for your support. It means so much. Our sponsors, the Farmington Hills Education Foundation. We couldn't do this festival without you either. Thank you. And to everyone who participated in making this entire week so spectacular, like I said, if you look at the back of your program, there's just so many different people and groups involved in this festival, and it's just a fantastic way for the community to come together and celebrate the arts. And finally, I want to thank all of our award winners tonight and our performers, and most importantly, all of you for being here and being such a lovely audience. Thank you. I hope you stick around. I'd love to see some of you and talk to you after the ceremony. Thank you and good night.
Thank you.